Remember when Craig Kelly, the then federal member for Hughes, produced proof of the effectiveness of cheap drugs like Ivermectin?
Study published last year. Of the 788 that took the Ivermectin treatment, how many contracted COVID? It was 0.
He was vilified and called a foghorn of ignorance.
Craig Kelly is a dangerous menace.
Craig Kelly is a menace.
And a threat to the nation's COVID response.
Big Pharma, you see, had all the answers. Vaccination.
He's claimed that these drugs are more effective than vaccines. What does that do for confidence in the vaccination program, which is about to be rolled out across Australia?
But to this day, we've never been told what the big pharmaceutical companies were paid. The poor mug taxpayer was told that everything was free.
If you are receiving a vaccine, it should come at no cost to you.
Free vaccine, free booster.
It's voluntary, free, and the best way to protect you and your community.
Why a cheap, safe drug was actively suppressed because it threatened the emergency use authorisations for all experimental vaccines, an industry worth about $100 billion.
We need to really have a discussion about how we do medical research, because the system as it is has incentives for companies like Pfizer and Moderna to make a fortune out of drugs that can be patented. The drugs that fall out of patent, they become unusable, which is what happened to Ivermectin.
Joe, I said earlier there should be a royal commission. Got no hope of getting that because every political party subscribed to this disgraceful demonisation of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
They think that everything will be solved by taking a horse deworming tablet, ivermectin, that gives you the runs and that puts some people in hospital.
There are many trials that have been done in ivermectin. Not a single one of them have shown them to be effective.
Now up to 96 studies from 1,000 scientists, 135,000 patients involved in these studies in 27 countries. So the amount of research on this is enormous.
Well, now, of course, the Therapeutic Goods Administration says, ivermectin's okay.
And yes, after a 628-day ban for no medical reason that anyone can name, the Australian TGA has decided that our doctors are now allowed to prescribe ivermectin off-label, just like they have for decades, with no issues and no problems. It's one of the safest drugs.
Of the attacks on Craig Kelly for so arguing, drawing attention to all these studies, Professor Clancy said it's very sad when people start dragging the guy apart. It's bad enough when you drag someone apart on facts, but if you do it without facts or understanding what the argument is, it is disappointing. Well, Craig Kelly was cancelled, vilified and defamed. His political career ruined.
Ivermectin, a drug which the Therapeutic Goods Administration has asked Australians not to use.
You come into this chamber and want to silence debate on one of the most important issues ever facing our country? Shame on you!